Those of you who've heard me speak or met me personally probably agree that I'm the last person who should be giving fashion advice out to anybody. However, based on psychological research from Italy, got some interesting insights this week into how what you wear, especially if you're a woman, can seemingly affect empathy levels that people have towards you. My name is Jonathan Bradshaw and welcome to this week's Metology Minute. Yes, this week's Metology Minute is more of an insight for you to ponder if you're a woman, as opposed to what you should or shouldn't do. Who am I to tell you what you should or shouldn't wear? But I think it's something that's really interesting, the outcome of this paper. Italian psychologists, their paper was published about a year ago in the journal Cortex. And in it, they were looking at the brain activity of about 40 people, half men, half women, looking at a video of women in certain situations. And the psychologists were monitoring the brain activity of the viewers as they watched the video, specifically the area of the brain related to empathy levels. And what they found was that what the women on the video were wearing seemed to impact quite a lot the levels of empathy that the viewers of the video felt. Specifically, what they found in their paper was that empathy levels were lower if the woman had high heels, short skirts, showing more skin in the top and lots of makeup on, as opposed to women who had less makeup, more comfortable clothes, showing less skin, longer skirts or trousers, and flat shoes. And one of the authors suggested the reason was sexual objectification. Dr. Giorgia Silani said exactly that. She thinks that people were looking at the women who were dressed up in the first way, with high heels, exposing more skin, with more makeup, and they were sexually objectifying them. Now, that's obviously the problem with the viewer, not the person, the women themselves. But it did lead to less empathetic levels. So interesting stuff. This is what you should do, but think about that. That's an interesting insight, isn't it? What we wear can affect how people think of us. And I think over the last 2 or 3 years, I've probably touched on clothing 3 or 4 times in these Metology Minutes. I hope that's another interesting insight. I'm back in a week's time. I think I'm going to be in Germany, so I might try and do a Metology Minute from there. But wherever I am in the world, I'll certainly be here in a week's time with another Metology Minute, exploring the fascinating science powering world-class people skills. Do head over to metology.com. I'd love to speak for you with my keynote presentation at your next event, or indeed my small team of psychologists would love to deliver our Metology Masterclass for up to 60 people in your company to help your team thrive. See you in a week's time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.